Hi, my name is Stuart Lynch, and this is the 14th of 15 videos in the Mobile Weather App series. A link to the app website is in the description below, as well as links to the other 14 videos in the series. In this video, we'll add an app icon and launch screen to the project, and I'll show you a couple of tools that I use to make that task a little easier. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to get notifications when new videos in the series and others are released. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. And if you feel inclined to support my work, you can always buy me a coffee. I'll leave a link in the description below. No pressure though. Well, now that our app is nearing completion, we should be adding some assets for the app icon and launch screen. I'm not going to be spending a lot of time on this, but I thought I'd share with you a couple of apps that I use that help me, a non-designer, get through this step. There are lots of graphic designs tools available for designers. Three of the most popular are Adobe products like Adobe XD. There's the popular web-based tool called Figma. And the one that I use, which is Sketch. All of them have their pros and cons, and I'm not in a position to recommend one over the other, and it's beyond the scope of this series. As I said, I personally use Sketch, and I have used it to create the image that I'm using here for this launch screen and icon. I'm not familiar enough with other graphics tools to explain how to use them, but the main point here is that they should all be able to do the same thing, just differently. If you don't have Sketch, you can download it for free and try it out. Just open the Sketch file I have provided in the Downloadable Image Assets folder. Or you can just follow along here and watch the Sketch export part. Here's what I do, and perhaps this will give you some ideas. When I create an icon and launch screen, I start in Sketch with a canvas that is 1024 by 1024 pixels square. To create this icon, I use the SF Symbols app from Apple to copy one of the symbols, and I pasted it into Sketch. It gets pasted as text, but with Sketch and other tools, you can convert it to a vector image. And then I can select each component of the image and assign a color to it. Now within Sketch, you have a number of different options for exporting. For the icon, I'm going to export it as a PNG at full size, and I'm going to use this background color. For the launch screen, I'm not going to export the background as I want a transparent image. That way, when the app launches, I can display the image in the center of the launch screen, and whether it be light or dark mode, the image will go nicely. The other thing I want to do is reduce the size to 25% or a 256 pixel square and export it as a PDF. Now Sketch, and I'm sure other applications, have plugins that can help you create all of the different icon sizes required for your app. But there's something better. There are two apps that I'm aware of that do a fantastic job. I've purchased both of them, and the first one is called SVG Assets. It's available on the Mac App Store, and it's $9.99 Canadian, and it will create icons and image sets for you simply by dragging and dropping an image into this drop zone here. The second app is called Asset Catalog Creator, and there's a free version that will create app icons only. With in-app purchases, it'll add the ability to create a number of different assets. It also comes with SetApp, which I highly recommend as it has a lot of applications that I use daily. It's a subscription service, and you can see here which ones I've installed on this computer. Asset Catalog Creator is one of them. So let's try that out. Asset Catalog Creator will create assets for the app icons, complication icons, launch screens, etc. for all of the Apple platforms. All I want to use it for, which is what you get with the free version, is the app icon. Like its counterpart, you just drag and drop an image onto the drop zone. And I'm going to drop the image I created for the app icon. In the instructions, it suggests that for the output directory, you select your project folder, an existing catalog, or a directory. I prefer to manually copy over my assets, so I'm going to choose a directory on my desktop. I tap on App Icon and then Create Asset Catalog. It saves the catalog immediately and even opens up instructions to show you what you can do next. In the Assets Catalog folder, the only thing I'm interested in is the appicon.appiconset folder. So I'm just going to copy it, and then within my project folder, navigate to the assets.xc assets folder and paste it, confirming that I want to replace the existing one, which had nothing in it. Let's open and run my app now. If I exit to the home screen, we see that our app now has that nice new blue weather icon. If I go to my Assets folder in the Project Navigator, I see that all of my icon assets have been distributed properly. This is a huge time saver, and it allows me to change up my app icon whenever I feel like it until I get the one that I want. For the launch screen, I need to upload my launch screen image to the Assets folder. And since it's a vector image, I can select it and check Preserve Vector Data, and in Scales, choose Single Scale. I'm going to select and copy the name of the asset and go to the info.plist. Drop down the disclosure on the launch screen option and then tap the plus button and choose Image Name, and then paste the name of the image into the value field. Now I have a full video explaining the different options here, so I'll leave a link to that in the description below. If you build and run your app now and do not see the launch screen, then it's an issue with the simulator. I don't know why Apple hasn't resolved the issues yet after all these years. There have been a number of suggestions on Stack Overflow on how to solve the problem. None of them ever seem to work for me, but I do know that the one sure way to solve the issue is to stop your app, and then in the simulator app, from the device menu, choose Erase All Content and Settings and confirm. This will remove all content from the simulator. Once it relaunches, run once more. This time you see the image on the launch screen. If you change the simulator to dark mode and build and run again, you'll see that the image displays nicely here on this launch screen. Now, as I mentioned earlier, all of the assets used here are available from the link in the description below. I think that it is all the improvements that I'm going to make to this app. I could go on indefinitely adding features and enhancing the UI. You might consider adding in the ability to change the language of the overview description in the daily forecast. Remember way back at the beginning, language was one of the optional parameters that you could use with your API call? There is, however, one more thing that you may be interested in, and it's a very minor introduction to adding the Combine framework to your app. In the final video of this series, I'm going to be importing Combine and change our API service to be able to take advantage of the Combine's published and subscribe functionality.